On Tuesday, November the 12th, 2013, at approximately 3:30 p.m., members from the St. John Police Force arrested Dennis Oland, the son of Richard Oland, and charged him with second-degree murder. Dennis Oland remains in custody until his court appearance today. And with that, folks, I'll take any questions.
Chief, maybe you could explain first why second degree and why not first degree?
Well, in consultation with Crown Prosecution, they felt the appropriate charge in this case was second degree. First degree being the most serious of the offenses, looks at planning and deliberation. And so in consultation with the file and the evidence that they had before them, second degree was the charge that will be laid today.
So you're saying you had limited evidence of premeditation in this particular case?
Well, to paraphrase it, we had enough evidence to have second degree murder, but certainly not first, yes.
Are you able to tell us a little bit about the circumstances surrounding Mr. Oland's arrest yesterday, perhaps when, where, that kind of thing?
Sure. Well, it was in Rothsay, New Brunswick, and it wasn't at his home, but it was in the general area, and our members spotted his vehicle, and we were looking for him, and we arrested him.
Any incidents,
No, arrest without incident.
During the course of this investigation, how did you guys handle Dennis Oland in the sense, was he constantly monitored at all? Did you take his passport away? What was going on during that whole time?
Well, he wasn't constantly being monitored by us. We did not take his passport away. He was free to go. In fact, we have every bit of information that when he would leave the country, we were notified. So it was one of those situations that we're building the case, as I said, a very complex mosaic. We're building the case to a point where we can make an arrest. As you're all well aware, through the judicial authorizations, the IPOs, we had a very good sense when documents were released, of what we had for an investigation.
Did the media scrutiny hamper your investigation at all? The fact that search warrants were released by the courts and whatnot?
No, I wouldn't say they hampered the investigation. It certainly, in terms of, if we would have had a lot of information from witnesses, that would have been very disconcerting, but that was not the case, and so this was process driven. So the community, the larger community, had a good sense that we had done our due diligence and was continuing to do that. I think the situation is that it was very unusual for us as an organization to see our case in the paper before a charge was laid or someone was held accountable. So that was certainly different for our members, but at the end of the day, it didn't thwart our investigation and come to the conclusion that we've come to here today.
If this does go to trial, is there a sense we will get a fair trial for Dennis Oland here in St. John?
Well, that's not a question that I certainly could entertain. That'll be up to a judge and jury or both at some particular time. But those are decisions, or not decisions, that I certainly did make and certainly can comment on.
Could there be more charges laid against Mr. Oland or someone else?
Well, no, I don't perceive that. I mean, these investigations are certainly fluid, and we could receive some information at the end of the day that would make us look at someone else or others. That's quite possible. But as it stands today, our investigation is pointing clearly to one individual, Dennis Oland, and as I'd mentioned here previously, he's being charged with second-degree murder. And so that's our position today. And if there is other information that we receive along the way, we'd certainly entertain that as well. But I don't perceive that coming. After 2 years, the investigation was very well focused, and so we didn't glean anything else other than what you see before you.
Are you able to talk, Chief, to what you believe may have motivated this?
No, I think that from prosecution and their presentation to a judge and jury, that motivation will certainly be spoken to, but from a chief's perspective, that's evidence that will be talked about at a later date.
Chief, what about a murder weapon? Has there ever been a murder weapon found?
Again, that's evidence that I'm not able to talk about today. At the end of the day, all I can tell you is that we put our case together. We went through a number of processes with Crown Counsel. They've dispensed some advice, we've taken that advice, we've gone forward with it. A year later, we're back with them. We've gone through that process again, and we dissected that information, and then they agreed that there's a charge of second-degree murder. We arrested Dennis Oland, and we're here today. So the evidence that you have, or you know about, and what will take place in the court will be left with the court.